In this video, I want to share with you a test strategy I've been playing with, where I've been using the Betaminic database in a different way. Instead of using it for backing systems, I've been using it for lay systems. I've done this in the past with level stakes and made small amounts of profit, but with my new Whitaker staking, which I've now applied to lay betting as well, it's had even better results. This particular strategy I'm going to share with you today has increased the bank 51% in just 5 days, and that's from 62 picks. I'm going to share this strategy settings with you straight away. This is just a test strategy that I wanted to make something to test out my lay version of Whitaker staking, where the back stake becomes the liability amount for lay bets. And to do that, I went back through my different strategies I have on Betaminic, and I picked out one that has a really smooth negative curve. You can see here how the profit quite fairly smoothly goes down, and it has losses nearly every month. It has a few months of wins, but mainly losses. And because this is a lay strategy, losing means winning. This has a -9% yield. And very simply, what it does is it looks for a match where there's an underdog, home or away, but it's not a huge underdog. It still has a chance. It has odds between 2.5 and 3.3. And when there's an underdog with those odds range, and also both teams have an average goals rate between 0.5 and 5, then I'm going to lay the draw in those games. The reasoning behind this is that I'm thinking when people see the underdog with such low odds, they think, oh, there's a chance of a draw in this. And I think the public market may overbet on the draw in this case, or maybe even the sportsbooks models will offer lower odds on these kind of games because these are the more popular draw bets where they look like they're going to be a draw. And then with the leagues, I've gone down the leagues and only selected those which have a negative yield of -5% or more. So you can see here my cutoff has been here at -5.33% with the Armenian League. And so all of these leagues are included, and any leagues that have better ROI than that are not included. So that's the very basic strategy I created in the Betamin builder on Betaminic, and it creates a good volume, about 189 picks per month. And I want a high volume because I want to build up a lot of data very quickly. Since I created it on October 22nd, it's already had 33 picks there and had a good losing run. And I took those picks and I get them sent to the BFBot Manager automated betting software. And the way I set this up is so that in the market conditions area, I use the rule bet only on markets for which tips are imported. And the name of my strategy is this really long one. That's the name of the strategy from Betaminic. And so when there are tips for a market from that strategy, then this bot will be allowed to bet on that. And I use a selection condition, bet type by runner position, to tell it to lay the draw, which is to lay the runner in position 3. So when a pick comes in from this strategy, this bot will be allowed to lay the draw on that market, which is in football. So that's how I set up a bot to place lay bets on a Betaminic strategy pick, which are usually back picks. Usually when we place back picks, we're using the bet on imported selections and tips, but we're not going to use that for this one because it's a lay strategy. So I'm using this market conditions rule, bet only on markets for which tips are imported, and combining that with a bet type by runner position because I only want it to lay the draw on those markets that are selected. Other conditions I've put in there, I've done a markets filter for match odds, an events filter for football, and my overround, I've actually gone back to the default overrounds that come with the BFBot Manager, and that's a lay overround of 85% to 100%. When I have a new idea, a new strategy, I usually go back to default settings and let them run, and if it does really well, then I'll start to duplicate that strategy and run different tests to see if tighter overrounds will work or improve results. But for the moment, I'm just doing it on the default settings. And I've got it placing bets at 10 minutes before kickoff. My selection conditions, as I said before, I'm using the bet type by runner position, telling it to lay the runner with position 3. So that's the draw in match odds in football. And for the back and lay price ratio, I've gone back to the default of 15%. I don't really need a min-max selection price here, but I've just left this in here at 1.01 to 100. For price settings, it's going to lay the currently available price. For lay betting, that means the first pink price on Betfair, not the blue price, but the pink price. And for staking, I'm using Whitaker Staking. And what I've done for laying is that with backing, it tells us what percentage of the bank we need to bet based on the win rate, which is calculated from the odds. So the key point there is the win rate. So what I did was I took the odds, which give me the back win rate, and I converted them to a lay win rate. So that's now the win rate for those lay bets, and then converted that to an ELS times 4, an estimated losing sequence times 4 bank, which can then be converted to the stake we place. And with lay betting, the stake is the liability. So for example, with odds of 1.7, with a win rate of 58% for back bets, we would be risking 3.21% of the bank to win 2.25%. But with lay odds, 1.7 is actually a win rate of 41%. So there I'm going to risk 1.92% of my bank, and that's aiming to win 2.74%. So actually, if we take that chance of winning, 41%, and we take a look at the back betting number, the back betting number is also risking about 1.9% of the bank. So the same thing is happening. It's all depending on this win rate. So for the Whitaker Staking for lay bets, I've taken the odds, converted that to a win rate for lay betting, which is basically it's the lose rate for backers, and converted that to an estimated losing sequence bank, which gives us the percentage of our bank we want to risk on that lay. And I took these figures and plugged them into the odds staking ladder. So I've typed them out all again for lay betting. At the moment, there's no way to easily plug this in, so we can't upload a CSV file to it yet. Maybe in future we will be able to, but for now you have to manually type it all in, and that takes a long time. So you can just email me to get those bots. If you want to do lay betting with the BF Bot Manager, and if you want to use Whitaker Staking for back or lay bets, just email me at bettingsystemsguide@gmail.com, and I will send you 2 bots, one for the lay, one for the back bet settings, and then you can duplicate those and make your own Whitaker Staking bots. This is the best staking plan there is, in my opinion. It has improved almost all of my systems at the moment, so I really do recommend switching to Whitaker Staking. It's the most efficient way to use your betting bank. So in this bot, I'm using the odds staking ladder to input the Whitaker Staking settings, and then I've got a percentage of betting bank going, and I've told it to use a percentage of betting bank from another stake, which is the odds staking ladder. And please note the percentage of betting bank should always come after the odds staking ladder. And I've also told it to use liability or amount to win, because the number in the odds staking ladder is the amount we want to risk. That's how much we're betting. There's no after bet rules, there's no safety rules, that's it. And I switched this on October 22nd with a 1000 bank, and it's gone up 41%, just been very nice and smooth. There's some things to consider when we're looking at lay betting. So when you want to create some lay betting strategies with the Betaminic database, one thing we need to remember is that we will be betting on the Betfair lay odds, not the Pinnacle back odds. We can't lay those odds. So when you're looking at the odds in Pinnacle, you can't just download those from Betaminic and then imagine that's the price you're laying at. Even if Pinnacle back odds were the Betfair back odds, we still wouldn't be laying those. We would be laying the opposite odds there, the lay odds. So I took a look at a few of the bets that were placed to find the price that my bot matched on Betfair, about 10 minutes to kick off, and then what the Pinnacle closing odds were according to Betaminic and what the difference was. And we do see quite a variation in the differences. The biggest one was 10%, smallest one was 2%, but the average is about 5%. There's about a 5% difference there. One reason why I chose draw bets is because the odds are generally going to be of a similar level between that 3 and 4 kind of range. So hopefully I'll see similar kinds of bets coming up. The 10% difference one was in Dutch league, 2% one was in an English league, another good one, another English league, 3% there. So one important thing to consider is that the Pinnacle closing odds are not the prices we're laying at. We're getting the Betfair closing lay odds minus the commission. And my early research suggests a 5% difference in prices. The strategy I have on Betaminic has a minus 9% yield. And so if Betfair lay odds are about 5.27% higher, then that leaves about a 4% margin left. 2% of that profit will be taken by Betfair. that's not a simple, oh, I only have 2% margin left. It's 2% of the profit. So if we make 4% profit, it's 2% of that profit. So that means that leaves me with about 3.92% is the hypothetical lay yield that I am aiming for. So if you are thinking of testing out your own lay betting with Betaminic Strategies, I would recommend choosing leagues with a minus 5% yield or worse, and try to look for strategies with a smooth downward trend and losses nearly every month. As I showed you here, looks like a smooth downward trend and losses nearly every month. So if you can find something like that, then that might be worth testing out as a lay strategy. Good thing about lay strategies, the win rate will tend to be higher and you'll be able to find more picks per month. Generally, there's a much higher volume for these lay strategies. It's easier to find losing trends than winning trends, of course, because that's what the bookmakers have set themselves up to do. So I'm just piggybacking on one of their more profitable negative trends. So we can be the bookmaker with Betfair. As I said, if you want to try this out, then I really recommend using Whitaker Staking. So email me for those bots if you want them. And if you're interested in automated betting in general, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It encourages me to make more videos like this. I appreciate the comments that people leave, and that's why I'm trying to make more videos and explain the different ideas I have for using Betaminic and the BF Bot Manager. And you can automate your betting with the BF Bot Manager on Betfair. You can also automate it with Tipping Sports or Sega Trader on Betfair. BF Bot Manager allows you to control almost all aspects of your betting, but it can be a little bit complicated and you need to download software. Tipping Sports and Sega Trading need no downloads. They're all online, but they're simple. They just place bets on Betfair for you. So you don't really need to manage or do anything. So there's two good options for you there, BF Bot Manager or the Sega Trader Tipping Sports stuff. And if you're looking for betting strategies to bet on, then take a look at Betaminic and take a look at my site, bettingsystemsguide.com. where you can find betting systems with lots of data behind them. I think big data betting is the best way to move forward if you're betting. Just betting on feelings, just looking at the odds, just looking at live scores and in-play stats. I don't think that's a good way to do things. I think you should be betting on stuff that has worked over the past 1,000 or more bets, and then that gives you a better starting point than just going in fresh and thinking, oh, I think Aston Villa are going to score there. Well, thank you for watching, and if you're interested in trying out a lay system, then take a look at Betaminic, use Whitaker Staking with it, and try it out with the BF Bot Manager bots. Thank you for watching.